While he never said it outright, a big reason he left was due to his playing out of position with Memphis. We already talked about the media narrative surrounding him. A lot of bad press dropped his draft stock, but most of it's false. To put it short, he's a showboat, be the best steal in the draft since the 2023 Finals MVP Nikola Jokic. You know Nikola Jokic's story. Drafted 41st smack dab in the middle of a Taco Bell commercial. Almost a decade later, he's the biggest draft steal in NBA history. In the 2023 draft, the 49th pick is poised to be the best draft steal since Jokic, Emoni Bates. Jokic was drafted in the second round, didn't even play his rookie year. He was overweight, unknown, and ultimately, no one wanted to take a chance on him. The 2014 draft was supposed to be loaded. Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker, Marcus Smart, Zach LaVine, Doug McDermott. Now looking back, the draft's three most successful players have been Joel Embiid, who had serious injury concerns and missed his first 2 seasons, Julius Randle, who broke his leg 14 minutes into his NBA career, and Nikola Jokic, drafted in the second round. As always, the draft is a crapshoot. While the 2023 draft is highlighted by a generational talent and 2 highly anticipated stars, Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, and Scoot Henderson, 10 years from now, we'll look back and see an All-NBA player who was drafted late. It happens every single year. This season is going to be Emoni Bates. Here's why. Bates has been lighting it up in Summer League this year held in Las Vegas. He dropped 16 points in his debut, though he struggled with efficiency. That all changed in his matchup against the Grizzlies. He scored 21 points, super aggressive, but also efficient. He shot 7 of 11 and hit 5 of his 8 three-point attempts. Twitter hopped in to hype up the young talent, with everyone saying teams who'd criticized his game were now proven wrong. Of course, there was a time he shared a satirical post on Instagram showing an incorrect stat line. A little embarrassing, but not too far off from his actual game. So if he's showing out so much right now, why did he fall so low in the draft? He was the highest rated high school player of his class, then entered Memphis at only 17 years old, the youngest player in college basketball. After scoring 17 points in his college debut, he quickly began to struggle. While some thought he was too young, it didn't help that coach Penny Hardaway was playing him out of position, trying to stick him at point guard. Maybe most importantly, he had a lower back injury that kept him out of the AAC tournament. He returned for March Madness, but was too hurt to make a real impact. He averaged less than 10 points per game on 38.6% shooting in only 18 games as a young freshman. Scouts ignored the fact that he was far younger than his competition and injured most of the season, causing his draft stock to plummet. For a kid that probably thought he'd be a one and done, he was forced to return for a second season of college basketball. But he decided against returning to Memphis, instead going back to Ypsilanti, Michigan to play for his hometown team, the Eastern Michigan Eagles. He never gave a distinct reason for his transfer, other than this short quote. "People probably look at me crazy because I'm considering Eastern Michigan. But if I went there, I'd be like the neighborhood hero. I used to play at Eastern during my high school games when I was at Lincoln, and we used to pack it out every time. That'd be crazy for me to be able to bring love to the city." He'd be a hometown hero, playing only 18 minutes away from Lincoln High School, where he dominated as a teenager. While he never said it outright, a big reason he left was due to his playing out of position with Memphis. While coach Penny Hardaway, former All-NBA star, has had a good run coaching the Tigers partially due to his ability to recruit high-profile names like Bates, he's faced his share of coaching criticisms. He's often handled those criticisms poorly.
Stop disrespecting me, bro. Like, don't do that. I work too hard. I work way too hard for that.
But the narrative surrounding Bates was that he wasn't mature enough to leave home, and he wasn't good enough to handle playing quality competition. So the media believed he ran back home to the MAC. But what's wrong with wanting to play near your family? And more importantly, what if he was simply sick of Penny's unprofessional coaching style? Kevin Durant didn't seem fazed, commenting on Bates' transfer. "He's at home. He's got a support system," Durant told Yahoo Sports. "It could be worse when you're away from home, and you don't have that influence around you, and you're running behind some other dudes. It's good to see him balling out right now." While his stats were solid his sophomore year, almost 20 per game, including 30 in his EMU debut, his draft stock was absolutely shot. It didn't help when he got suspended for gun charges in September of last year. The Ringer's Kevin O'Connor had him 58th, last pick in the draft for the kid, who 2 years earlier was high school's best prospect. So why is he going to be the next draft steal? We already talked about the media narrative surrounding him. A lot of bad press dropped his draft stock, but most of it's false. They said that he struggled his sophomore year, when really he was just playing out of position. They said he ran home for easier competition, when really he was fleeing a coach he didn't like. And while the gun charges might be an indicator of future issues, guys like Allen Iverson, Amari Stoudemire, and DeAndre Jordan all had negative press from their youth and went on to have stellar careers. Meanwhile, Brandon Miller had far more severe gun issues and still went number 2. In that same mock draft from The Ringer, KOC called him an exceptional shot maker who can make anything from any place on the floor. He can take shots from awkward angles off the dribble or nail open threes. The cons? He's very skinny, 6'9" and only 179 pounds at the combine. He's got short arms, a negative wingspan. Even so, to be 6'9" and be able to create like him, it's very rare. But KOC's biggest ding on Bates is his lack of team play. He dribbles too much, rarely looks to pass. He had a negative assist-turnover differential in college. When he does decide to pass, he's reckless. To put it short, he's a showboat, especially when he talks constant trash on the court. You know who else was a showboat? Kobe Bryant, and just about every single NBA player when they first made it into the league. Remember, these kids are 19 years old, signing 7-figure contracts. They need to take a couple L's before they understand team play. Guys like Wemby or LeBron 20 years ago are rare. Most players aren't fully emotionally developed until way later in their careers. So his biggest issue, his immaturity, is also the most controllable, which is why the Cleveland Cavaliers is the perfect place for him. They've got a bona fide star at point guard, an unselfish player who knows how to be a great teammate in Darius Garland. They've got Evan Mobley, one of the two rare guys who has an adult brain at such a young age. Jared Allen, who despite his dreadful playoff performance this year, is one of the most beloved players in the league. Everyone likes him, and he respects everyone. Throw in a couple savvy vets like Ricky Rubio, and it's the perfect situation for a young, immature kid. Far better than joining a bad team with a bunch of other young, selfish players like the Houston Rockets. But one name we didn't mention is Donovan Mitchell. He spoke for himself.
What do you think about Emoni Bates, the guy that Cavs
Yeah, I've known Emoni for I think 2 years now. I know his family. Excited to have him. It's gonna be a big part of what we do here, and excited to see him where they go.
Don got his first All-NBA selection this year while taking the Cavs to their first non-LeBron playoffs since 1998, 6 years before Bates was born. He's known Bates for 2 years, sharing athletic trainer Chris Brickley. When Bates was drafted, Donovan sent him a quote tweet. Not a rare thing during the draft, but definitely more so for a second-round pick. Donovan Mitchell has been a consummate professional since he came to the league in 2017, wise beyond his years. He's doubled as one of the league's best scorers while also being unselfish and raising his play in the playoffs. Bates doesn't have to be the main scoring position or even the second scoring option. For a team that's looking for the proper small forward to complement Mitchell since he was traded to the Jazz, Bates fits right in. More importantly, Bates has the perfect role model to look up to. While they don't have similar frames, they have a similar style of play. Mitchell's a guy Bates knows well already, and who can teach Bates how to grow up. Even now, when most players are finishing up their summer vacations, the two got up shots together in the Cavs facility. For many players, luck plays a major part in their careers. For guys like Jokic, he needed the right coach to get him in shape and let him play his unconventional style of ball. For Bates, he needed a grown-up team with a leader he knows and can trust. And because of that, Bates is going to be the best steal in the draft since the 2023 Finals MVP, Nikola Jokic. Do you think Bates will make it big in the NBA? Or do you think the scouts are right? He's too immature and skinny to be a good pro. Are there any other 2023 draft steals other than Emoni Bates? Let us know in the comments. For more NBA content, check out The Wrong Opinion, useless NBA trivia, and garbage rankings wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for watching Hooper's Lane.